Welcome back, everybody. This is your three-man booth pre-NFL Week 1 kickoff edition. Phil, Bud, myself, Dan Salem. You guys ready for the new season?
I'm ready to go. It must be really hot in California as you're rocking the wife beater there.
Yep, it's a heat wave. I returned from the East Coast a week ago, and it's been hot ever since. So
it is almost fall weather over here in the Northeast, where summer is over. As much as I love summer, I'm ready for fall and football season. I'm ready for Week 1. Let's go.
It's only supposed to be like 65 degrees where I live on, I think, Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
It's perfect weather.
I got another week of the high 80s and then maybe some fall. So we've been talking about the NFL build-up to this first week and the first game on Thursday for months, right? And I just couldn't help but say that the NFL was just like sex, because the build-up to your first time, like forever, right? And then for many of us, like Jets fans, it's over before it happened and it's awful.
You know what, Dan? That sounds about right. Yeah.
And then the Patriots, I guess, it's like this enormously long lovemaking session that lasts forever and ever, and you can't believe it's still going. So
I don't have that problem.
Yeah, well, every once in a while you hit a home run though with your Giants.
That is true. Every once in a while.
So I wanted to start with that analogy, and then we can dive into the first slate of games. I know it's interesting. I tried to pick games against the spread today, and it's so hard this first week.
It's hard. A lot of them are around, like I saw a couple lines. Most of them are around 3, 4.5, 5. I think maybe the Eagles one is like 9. But for the most part, there are a lot of 3s and 4s.
Eagles is 8.5. I'm looking at the thing right now. 8.5.
Yeah, they shot up. I like Baltimore -7, but 7's a lot to give week 1. I think the Patriots have double digits. There's a few games that just jump.
Who are the Patriots? Oh, they play this. No. They're 6. I think 6 or 6.5.
Okay, it's more modest.
Yeah. Who double digits would be way too much.
Steelers Sunday night. Jets are favorites. I don't know if that matters. I think
3-point favorites.
The 3-point favorites. All that means is that they're playing at home.
That they're putting it all on their rookie kicker who's never played in a game before. Yes. I think the Giants have been.
You can't make this stuff up, Dan.
No, you can't. Well, so on the Jets for a second, the devil's advocate in me is like, okay, everything we used to be good at, we're bad at now, and everything we used to be bad at, maybe we'll now be good at if it balances out. Because, like, we used to have great special teams, but that does you nothing if you can't play good offense. But
last year, their special teams was awesome.
Yeah.
But the old regime was cheap, and they let their Pro Bowl returner leave. Oh, by the way, he went to Buffalo. And
we get to see him week 1.
And he cheaped out on Myers, who went to Seattle, who was, by the way, hit 4 field goals in the preseason over 50 yards. Meanwhile, you got whatever his name was, who's now, serving fries. He couldn't kick anything.
No.
Who is your kicker now?
Bedrick or something? Bedrick or?
Yeah, apparently they wanted to trade for him from Baltimore. Baltimore released him. Vikings picked him up. Vikings released him. So he's kind of been traveling around a little bit, but
yeah,
they need to figure something out because field goals aren't a chip shot anymore. And if the offense plays like they did in the preseason, at least the first string, and they are legitimately putting drives together and scoring points or however this all kind of plays out. If you can't kick field goals and if you can't kick extra points, it's going to be costly.
Yeah, just ask the Bears how that worked out for them last year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they won 12, but didn't get very far in the playoffs.
It doesn't matter. No one's going to remember that.
Yeah, you mentioned Seattle. I didn't like them back in July, but I really like the way the Seahawks have come together here before the season starts. The Clowney signing is huge.
I have 4 fantasy leagues this year, and every single one I have Russell Wilson as my quarterback. I'm all in on Russell Wilson this year.
Well, I got Phillip Rivers for a steal, and I was really thrilled because I'm all in on him in the AFC side. I think he's gonna.
I am. Give me all the Russell Wilson you want because he's gonna run, he's gonna throw. So I love it.
Do you have the insider knowledge? Who's his go-to receiver? I don't even.
It'll be Tyler Lockett, but I don't know who their secondary receiver is. Technically, Tyler
Technically,
Lockett
it's
had
nobody. It's Chris Carson is going to be their second weapon after.
Well, he may be their second weapon. I don't know who their secondary receiver is, but technically, Lockett had the statistically best receiver completion percentage or receiving in almost history. It was insane how efficient he was. Now they're not going to duplicate that.
Yeah.
But we all thought Seattle was going to be bad a year or 2 years ago. I forget which one it was, and they won 9 games, and I think they made the playoffs. So I'll give me Russell Wilson. I'm all in.
They put together 9 wins last year too. They're looking better and better. Let me see what they have week 1. Because I'm like, this week 1.
It just goes to show you how important he is to their offense and their team. I mean, if they did not have him, that team would be no good. I mean, he makes plays with his feet. He makes plays with his mind. He's an unbelievable quarterback.
Do you like Seattle minus 9.5 against the Bengals?
Yes. Yes.
They're at home too.
Is it in Cincinnati?
No, in Seattle.
That definitely love it.
I don't know. That's a big spread. I would take Cincinnati to cover.
I don't like those 10-point spreads the week 1. I'm on Bud's side. That's a risky pick. This first.
There's one of our games for later on.
Okay.
But you think the Seahawks are going to win?
Absolutely.
I think the Seahawks are going to win too. But if we're playing against the spread, I mean, 9.5 points is a lot. That's
really like how bad are the Bengals going to be? Is Andy Dalton going to put together a few good games in September, or are they just going to be awful?
They're going to be awful.
I'm hoping not, because I have Joe Mixon on my fantasy team. I just hope that he gets.
I warned you not to do that.
Every single. Yeah,
So, Bud,
dude, he rushed 1,300 yards last year.
Did you pick Mahomes? Did you pick Mahomes in round 1 like you promised?
No, I didn't.
No, he chickened out. Out.
But you passed on Zeke. So who did you take?
Well, Zeke was off the board. Who took Zeke, Phil? Dave took Zeke, right?
Oh,
yeah.
You were talking about a different league when you said you got him in the second round.
Phil plays league.
That makes me feel a little bit better. Yeah,
I got Michael Thomas with my first pick.
That's a good solid pick. Okay.
Well, did you have your draft yet, Dan? You're all in on Zeke, right?
I had it yesterday. It's an auction draft, and so I kept Zeke. And first running back off the board went for more than I kept him for 58, and the first one went for 60. Was Gurley.
Gurley went for
no. Barkley's a keeper. Gurley was available. He went for 60, and David Johnson went for 60 plus. Also, he was available.
Oh man, I'll tell you what. Yeah,
how
David
does
Johnson
even work?
David Johnson.
I'll tell you really quick. So basically, we could keep up to 4 players, and we could keep them at the value we drafted at last year, or in our league, after 3 years, they go to market price.
You bid on them,
and you get $200. You have $200 to spend minus your keeper price.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So 60's a lot. 60's kind of the highest. You pay that for the top 5 running backs and nobody else. Now somebody pays like 45 for Aaron Rodgers or something. They always do. It's stupid.
I tell you what, all these people that took David Johnson, they're going to be in for a long season, because that's got to be the worst offensive line in the NFL. I want nothing to do with any of Arizona.
I'm picking against the Cardinals week 1, that's for sure.
They're playing the Lions.
Yeah. I like the Lions minus 2.5. The spread's so low. I'm like, I mean, Detroit's not great, but they're not that.
Yeah, they're better than Arizona. I would be shocked if Arizona does well this year. I mean, everyone's talking the hype, but Kyler Murray has looked awful. They just lost their rookie wide receiver for the whole year. He got a thing put in his finger.
I'm just putting this out there. Cardinals drafted quarterback top 10, Josh Rosen. Then they drafted Kyler Murray number 1. Next year, do they convince themselves that Tua's better than Murray and go with Tua number 1 or number?
Could you imagine?
Tua looked pretty good. I will say this though.
I know.
I can't, and Phil and I talked about this.
Tua played Duke on Saturday.
This is what I'm getting at. Like,
lucky they didn't have Daniel Jones, by the way.
All these big SEC teams, they played powder puff games the first half of their season, and then they start playing divisional games, and by then they're already 5, 6, 7-0.
Yeah.
Before Alabama's got to play Auburn or Clemson, any of these teams.
I loved that Tennessee paid $100,000 to their opponent and lost to them at week 1. That was the best, because that's what they all do.
Did you hear what the coach for Georgia State said? He goes, "This isn't even the biggest win in our program's history."
Yeah.
That's why like anyone that tries to sell me on college football better than the NFL, just because of Bud's point alone, the first 5 games mean absolutely nothing. You know your team's gonna. Alabama fans know they're gonna win 55-3, whatever it's gonna be. Like there's no. What are you rooting for at that point? You're watching them score points. Like there's nothing to root for to get emotionally invested in because you know you have no sense of urgency to win a game.
Well, I didn't go to a school with an alma mater football team. Like
none of us
didn't have one, so I can't relate to that like blind passion for a sports team out like from college.
I'm just saying if the schedule was more balanced and they played all SEC teams all the time or didn't play Duke of the world, then all right, then you have a case. But
there's something to be said that I don't know, Bud, what kind of where if you had a football team at your school, but
no, we had one until I was a sophomore, and then they dropped it. But now it's back, and I think it's like in the top 3 in Division II in the country. They're a really good. They're a really good program now, but it didn't.
Yeah.
Really work out. I mean, your biggest sport where you went to school, Dan, was hockey.
Yeah, still is. They're real good.
Still is, and it was always my dream to go play hockey at Boston University, but I'm 5'8" and 200 pounds, and
didn't work out.
No, it didn't. They didn't come calling for me, So
I just got an alert that the Rams signed Goff on a 4-year extension. You know what's funny? Speaking of extensions, obviously we're all waiting for the Zeke news. They just signed Lyle Collins to a 4 or 5 year extension. Where are they getting? What?
Jerry's just throwing money around. I don't know where they're getting all of this.
That's my question. Where is all this money coming from? Because I thought that was the whole problem, that they couldn't pay Dak and Zeke and Collins and Jadavion. What's the guy's name? Smith on the linebacker. Then they had to pay a defensive end. Where is all this money coming from?
Can I make a guess? I don't know the details.
Backloaded is probably what it is.
Well, I was gonna say because the current collective bargaining agreement expires after the next season, right? So if they dump the money more than 2 years down the road, it's not counting against anything.
Right, because the cap is expected to go up again. But I thought that was the whole thing about they couldn't sign all these guys this year because they just didn't have the room for it. Now they're signing everybody left. I just saw something today before we went on here that I don't know if it's true or not. It was reported by Sports Illustrated, so I assume it's reputable, that they were going to offer Zeke a 7-year mega deal. I don't even know what that means yet.
Well, that tells me they're not going to pay Prescott. How can they? I don't know how they can pay everyone.
Me neither.
Unless it's all backloaded and they stagger it all out. But
then what's the point? Then why doesn't Zeke just play on his contract right now and wait 1 more year and then get paid?
He wants the guarantees now.
But if you're going to backload it, what's the difference? I don't know. Again, I don't know the terms of it, but
I mean, it's got to be in the back of his mind that almost every running back gets injured and he hasn't yet, so he wants it in front of this. I don't blame him.
And the funny part is, so Zeke wants number 1 money, right?
Yeah.
And that's fine. In a year and a half, when Saquon Barkley's up for his contract, he's not going to be the number 1 paid running back in the league anymore. So what does it really matter if you're statistically the number 1 back for a year and a half? Does that make you sleep better at night?
I think he wants. Yeah, I think so. I mean, what else is he playing for? They're not going to win a Super Bowl. So.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, in the end, what does it really matter? Just take the deals. Again, get your money, but
they may win
what just like every quarterback. I don't know who the next quarterback is up for negotiations, but remember the year Matt Stafford was the highest paid quarterback? He's not the best quarterback in the league. It just matters when your deal comes up.
No, I think the teams get a trip off of it. Like, I think Jerry Jones, I got the top running back.
I
don't
know, man.
Maniac.
I mean, Dak is looking for somewhere in the area of like $34 to $38 million a year, which is, just absolutely insane. And then Cooper's going to be looking for top wide receiver money too.
Yeah.
So let's say Zeke signs tomorrow. Let's say he signs what time? Whatever. Tonight, tomorrow. You can't expect him to play a full workload on week 1, even if he signs. They're not going to give him 30 carries on Sunday.
No, that'd be silly. Well, I read
he's going to be like Bell. He's going to pull a hamstring.
Yeah. I read really good things about the rookie that Dallas drafted, the running back, and I snagged him in fantasy because, I could see him doing the same thing Zeke did, just stepping in and dominating.
Yeah, Tony Pollard.
Yeah. I grabbed him as a handicap, but I mean, I
drafted Jerick McKinnon, right?
Yeah.
That obviously didn't pan out.
That didn't work.
Yeah, it never.
The funny thing is, he drafted him last year. He drafted Jerick McKinnon last year, and this happened.
I know. I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for him.
Oh,
anyway, so I released him and I picked up Ty Montgomery. Now, Ty Montgomery I picked up because what are we going to get from Bell, right? I mean, he hasn't been hit in a year and a half.
Yeah.
He might go out and blow a hamstring week 1, and then Ty Montgomery is your lead back, and then all of a sudden
I drafted him too. Yep. I drafted him too for the same reasons. I also think he'll get the goal line carries because Bell's not going to do those tough yards. I mean,
for your guys' sake,
I'm hoping for that, but I mean, I needed to make sure that I had some.
And I grabbed Crowder because I really like what he adds to the Jets' offense. I don't know if we'll see it week 1 against the Bills, but I think that's the staple of Gase's offense. So I went all in on him.
Why wouldn't we see him week 1 against the Bills? Is he hurt?
No. I just don't know if it'll materialize fantasy-wise.
Oh, okay.
Quickly. Like, he might get some good looks. I think it'll take a couple weeks for him to, like.
I think the Jets' offense is so much better than people are giving it credit for. I really do. And it's shocking for me to say, as everyone kind of knows.
Yeah.
I kind of envisioned their offense being pretty good and their defense being pretty bad.
See, I don't think they're going to have a bad defense because they have too many star talents. And, I mean, whether they can shine through or not, but.
I don't know who's covering these guys so damn. I mean, that's my fear. It's just. Their front seven's pretty good, but their back end, other than May and Adams.
Well, so you have 2 Pro Bowlers on the defensive line, 1 Pro Bowler in the linebacking core, and 2 Pro Bowlers in the secondary. Ideally, they should be able to cover the holes by the less talented players.
And you have the number one defensive tackle in the draft last year too. Don't forget.
Well, I was including him kind of as a future Pro Bowler.
Okay.
I think he'll be fine. I think Quentin will be very good, but I mean, we all know Greg Williams' defense is get to the quarterback. What have the Jets not been able to do for the last 5 years?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're going to put these guys out on islands on the sides.
See, I think that's why I'm excited for Mosley's addition because we haven't had a linebacker that could lead that blitz charge in years. So I mean, we'll see what he can do. I think that it's been a while. Yeah, it's been a long time.
Or Mo Lewis even.
Yeah, and I mean they made a huge difference. So, but I don't know if week 1's such an enigma. I'm like happy the Jets get a division rival who's also in a similar spot. I mean, I would say I'm staying away from that game betting wise. I think they can pull out a close victory, but they're
no. I'm putting you on the spot. I'm putting you on the spot. 3 points. What's your prediction on it?
Bill, what's my rule?
What's your rule? Yeah. Bud's rules never bet on the Jets ever.
Yeah. Well, I feel the same way. I mean, I like the Jets to win by a field goal on the road. The spread's right there, so I can't.
No, they're home, aren't they?
They're home.
Jets are home.
Oh, they're home. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought they started at home. Away.
Week 17, they play Buffalo in Buffalo.
Got it.
So does that change your perspective about how the game's going to go now that you know that they're home?
Yeah, I can see them winning by at least by 7.
So are you going to watch this game live, or do you watch it on delay out there?
Oh, no, I'm going to record it so I can fast forward through the commercials. That's what I do.
Not bad. But how do you avoid your social media and the phone dinging? And
I just don't look. I don't look at the fantasy stats until I start the football game.
That's tough to do, though.
That's rough. That's rough to do because I
couldn't do it.
So they almost always play in the morning, and it's like 10 a.m. here. So I'll start watching at 11. It's fine.
All right, so you're not that far behind.
No, I'm still watching earlier than you. So.
This time of the year is when I envy the West Coast. I would love to wait. Like, I love the London games because I wake up and football's on at 9 a.m. So for you guys to sit there and watch football all day at 10 o'clock in the morning, I would envy. Not to mention the fact you're not going to be up to midnight watching Sunday Night Football like the rest of us are.
The worst.
No.
It is the worst. It's awful.
I mean, the Jets have week 3 Monday Night Football. I mean, that's
Oh yeah, see, I
still
look
think
forward to that because it's not.
I still think we should go to that, bud. Come on. Beckham's first time back in the Meadowlands. The funny part is he's playing the wrong team.
Do they have back-to-back Monday Night Football games?
The Jets?
No, they had the
No.
Browns in primetime, but I don't know if it's Thursday, maybe.
No, that one is
I'm looking up the schedule. I'm sorry.
No, that's
maybe
okay.
just Sunday.
I know they play the Browns Monday Night Football, right? I think that's week 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so
Then they have like New England, they're bye, and
they
then
play New England on Monday Night Football too. No, never mind.
they have 3 primetime games, but one's a Thursday.
Yeah, no, I got it mixed up. No, they play the Patriots October 21st. It's a Monday Night Football game.
Oh, look at them. 2 Monday Night Football
They
games.
have 2 Monday Night Football games.
Do they play Sunday night, though?
Maybe not.
Maybe that's why it offsets then.
No, they don't play Sunday night.
Okay. So I want to jump back to week 1 real quick.
Yeah.
They got Houston, New Orleans facing off. And I really like the Texans, but I'm seriously wondering, like, I know that they needed to add to the offensive line because they were the most sacked team last year. But I'm nervous for their defense. They got New Orleans week 1.
I don't know how much of a loss Clowney's going to be. Yeah, he's a great player on the opposite side of J.J. Watt, but at the same time, I think their offense is going to be pretty decent, and their defense, I think, is going to probably be there. I don't see them being an overly dominant team.
Yeah.
I think this. If you're comparing, the Saints' offense to their defense, they're going to put up points against any defense. It doesn't really matter what defense they play, right? It's just a matter of whether or not the other offense can keep up with what they're going to do. I mean, and the Saints' defense is pretty good. I mean, it's not terrible. It was decent last year.
Well, if they can get any better, they're going to be dangerous this season. I don't know if it'll happen. So you both were kind of like, don't write off the Colts yet. And the Texans are a little weaker. I liked the Jaguars worst at first. We all talked about it. What do we got this division now? I think we could revisit it briefly here.
I think the Colts I think we all overreacted, to be quite honest with you. I don't think the Colts are going to be that bad at all. Yeah, Brissett's not luck, but they still have Hilton and Marlon Mack, and that offensive line is still one of the best in the league. The defense is still good. I don't think the Colts are going to have that much. Maybe they drop a game, maybe 2 from their, everyone's predictions before Luck got hurt. Before Luck retired. I think the Colts could still win the division.
But 2 wins, Phil, on that kind of schedule in that division is playoffs or no playoffs, right?
Well,
I don't know about Dan, but I have the Jaguars winning the division. I think the Texans will be fine. I think the Colts are going to take a step back, but it's the second team and the third team are like, you can flip-flop them, right? I think they're pretty equal in talent.
And I got a tough time writing off Tennessee because they scrapped together something pretty good last year when they had an injured quarterback every week.
Yeah, but their offensive line is not good. I'm not sold on Derrick Henry. Name me a wide receiver on that team.
Yeah, no, I can't. But
but that's what it is. Their defense.
Delaney Walker, that's it. That's all we got.
He's a tight end, and
I know that's my point.
We talked about this last week. Like, yeah, he's a great tight end, and he's always put up great numbers when Marcus Mariota has been healthy.
He's injury prone too, though. Now.
But he's in a contract year. I don't think the team's going to be very good. Last year they went 9-7, and I think they kind of did that with smoke and mirrors in a weak division. Because they fought the Jaguars twice. You know what I mean? And I think the Jaguars are going to be better. The Jaguars gave up the second half of the year last year.
Yeah, well, they were statistically unlucky too. So I like the Jaguars to get better, a lot better.
Now we're gonna see if Nick Foles is worth the money he got paid.
Yeah, well, I grabbed Brissett in fantasy as a flyer because I don't disagree with you, Phil, that they could be just as good, and he would be so.
I said about Russell Wilson, I grabbed everywhere. I grabbed Marlon Mack everywhere I could because, again, they're running behind a great offensive line, and they might run the ball maybe a hair more than they were with Andrew Luck. That just boosts, in my opinion, Marlon Mack's value. Yeah,
that's a good steal. I'm like, don't know if my other running backs are going to pan out or not. Tariq Cohen in Chicago. I mean, the Bears are going to have to run a lot, but it's so tough sometimes.
Yeah, but they're going to have David Montgomery is going to be the starter there.
Well, we got 3 backs a team. The second stringers are really coveted. So who else? What about the 49ers? I didn't like what I heard about Garoppolo this preseason.
That's probably the biggest question mark of any team in the league right now, because they're not a 2-14 team, obviously. We still don't know about Garoppolo. Their defense got better. Well, now they have Tevin Coleman. To me, they're the biggest question mark. I don't have a feel for them yet at all.
And see, they start against Tampa Bay. That's a tough matchup because I don't think the Bucs are
Tampa's not going to be very good. I think that the 49ers defense has been improved. I think the addition of Tevin, what's his name? Coleman?
Tevin Coleman.
I can't pronounce his first name, but Coleman from Atlanta. Sure. And then, Kittle, I think this is a big year for him. He was putting up great numbers with no-name quarterbacks, right? So is Jimmy G, he's coming back from injury. As like my brother always says, it's kind of that safety net, right? Throw it to the tight end. And he's big enough like a tight end, but he's like Gronkowski, right? He's almost like a wide receiver. Yeah. I think they'll be fine. I don't think they're going to be very good because they got to play in a division with the Rams. They got to play in a division with the Seahawks. So I think are better.
Yeah. No, they're trending down in my opinion. Not below Arizona, but
that's the problem with that division, right? You have two high-end teams that are always going to battle for the division in the playoffs, and then you have two teams that are they're not good. They're not good. I would be shocked if Arizona won more than 4 games. I have them going. I think what do I have them going, Phil? 2-14.
Something like that.
When we did the thing, I don't see too many wins. I'm not sold on Kyler Murray. He's looked terrible.
Although if you listen to Cliff Kingsbury, they haven't unleashed their offense yet, whatever that means.
Give me a break. This is not Texas Tech playing, Boise State. It's Arizona playing the Rams, and the Rams
play defense in the NFL.
He's in a tough spot.
Right.
Dan knows about the Pac-12, right? They don't play defense in the Pac-12.
They don't play much defense in college football, period. So, very deceiving.
All right. So are you guys both picking the Jets to win on Sunday to start 1-0?
I am.
All right. That's the optimism I was looking for.
They win week 1 a lot. So
now, I said this to Bud last week. They better win week 1 because if you look at their schedule, it is no.
I know.
It is no easy road there.
After week 1, their next 6 games are brutal.
They're brutal.
And so they have 2 assignments. 1 assignment. They have to stop Buffalo's running game because Buffalo's got a good running quarterback and good running backs, even though they let McCoy go. So
their running back, they just got rid.
they gotta. I see. I drafted.
Gore is gonna run.
No. It's gonna be.
No, I drafted the other guy. I blank on his name, but he looked good.
The rookie. I forgot what his name is.
No, that's the rookie.
Singletary. Yes.
Well, let me see.
That's who's going to be a starter.
I'm picking the Jets.
So a running back that has never played an NFL game before runs for 130 yards and 2 touchdowns against the
Jets. Devin Singletary, yes. Thank you. No, I don't know if he's going to do well. I like the Jets week 1.
They better figure out how to stop Josh Allen. I don't mean to cut you off, Dan. I apologize, but Phil's getting me riled up right now.
That was intentional. It's a good job.
It was intentional.
I could just see Josh Allen just doing these circles in the backfield, and all of a sudden it's 25 yards down the field.
I can also see C.J. Mosley laying them out like a pancake play after play because they've had all offseason to prepare for facing Josh Allen. If Greg Williams is anything up to his snuff, it won't be as bad as you say. Now, I don't know if Allen can replicate year 2. That's going to be the question for all these rookies, if they can actually replicate. I would guess he doesn't in Buffalo, but we'll see. You want to tick Phil off? It's hard to. They're obviously underdogs against the Cowboys.
I will say this as my prediction for the week. If Zeke does not sign or plays half the game, the Giants can steal that game. There
is no way Zeke is unsigned by noon tomorrow. There's zero chance. He flew all the way back from the Bahamas. There's been ESPN headline after ESPN headline. Jerry Jones just dropping media nuggets to Adam Schefter. He's going to sign the deal.
Yeah.
He probably will, but he's not going to be in NFL-ready week 1 shape. He hasn't – I don't care how many wind sprints you do in Cabo. It doesn't prepare you for NFL speed.
It's pretty there. It's pretty there, though.
Well, it's very pretty there.
I'll give you my prediction. He's gonna be the starter, he's going to play the first series. So he'll be on the field to get the start. So Jerry Jones can say they got the deal done and he started the game. But I agree. I don't think that he's going to get much of a workload. I think they'll use him sparingly to make sure he doesn't get hurt. Yeah. But
listen, the clock is ticking over here.
The Giants are 0-4 in their last 4 meetings against the Cowboys.
Dallas is at home, right?
They got to travel to Dallas.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of an asterisk on that 0-4 because 2 of those wins are during a 2-13 season.
Don't you just love the Giants fan asterisks?
I mean, there's no such thing, Phil. They lost. You know what? The Jets went 4-12 last year. All the losses had asterisks because the defensive coach didn't know how to coach, okay?
We were a great team last year. Asterisk 12 last year.
Yeah. That 41-3 game against Buffalo, the asterisk. They didn't show up to play.
All right. Hyenas, calm down.
I want to pick the Giants because I think it'll be fun upset, but I don't. That's a tough one for them to start the season. That's
What's the
probably one of the
spread
hard.
on that game?
What's the
I think
spread?
it's 7.5.
Is it 7.5?
I think so. It's right around there.
Dallas has got a good defense. The Giants don't.
It's 7 now. Yeah.
Dallas's offense is better on paper.
I'm not going to dispute that. I agree.
The Giants, when they have their moments, will put up points, but I just don't think they'll be able to stop Dallas's offense.
Bill, or I'm thinking of. I don't know. I'm saying Bill. Phil, you're running out of time. Make your team's prediction
For week 1. It's if Zeke doesn't sign, the Giants have a much better chance. If Zeke signs, I'm not stupid. Then they probably aren't going to win. I'm not.
Well, this is the battle of running games. You got Barkley, so.
You're right. But as Bud said, their defense is better and their offense is probably better. So I'm not going to. Again, I like to be optimistic, but I'm not a fool.
Okay. And unlike our team, your team's not scheduling ain't so bad. So if they keep it close week 1, it's still motivating.
Yeah, and the next 3 games are winnable. Tampa Bay, Washington, and I forget the third one, but they're winnable. Oh, Buffalo. That's it.
Yeah. I don't know about Buffalo. All right. Well, there's a couple other games I like on the schedule, unless you guys got more Jets, Giants slop to throw around.
I just hope Le'Veon Bell doesn't get hurt. I mean, honestly, I'm crossing my – and I really – again, I say this genuinely. I just think that they'll have I think they're going to have a really good offense. I just – if Bell gets hurt, I don't know what they're going to do. I was listening to Adam Gase today on the Michael Kay show. He was real high on Sam Darnold and everything. I mean, you got 2 second-year quarterbacks going back against each other, top 10 picks. The marquee's there. I mean, it's there.
So I'll be honest. I'm not worried about Bell getting injured any more than I usually am about any big player. I mean, it's devastating if your starting running back goes out no matter what team you are. I don't feel like he's at a higher risk. I feel like Zeke's at a higher risk because he hasn't been there in practice.
That's true.
Melvin Gordon, if he comes
he's
back,
not playing.
He's probably going to stay out the whole year. But if they trade him and he comes back, he's
no one's going to trade for him. No one's going to trade. No one's going to give up assets and then extend him on top of that. It's not happening. Why do you think the Chargers are like, yeah, go ahead, go test the trade market? Because they know no one's going to pay the price he wants.
Yeah.
They're going to want 2 first-round picks because that's what. So Clowney got 2 players and 2 first-round picks. 1 this year, 1 next year.
Well, that was too steep, in my opinion. But yeah, 2 number 1s was big.
But the Seahawks obviously think that an outside pass rusher puts them in contention for that division. And honestly, they're probably right.
Yeah, I don't disagree. It's just like that's a huge draft wallet.
You got to mortgage the future to get. But he signed it. But he can't sign the contract extension until after the year. So he has to sign his tenure. So then he gets the $16 million that he would on his franchise tag. And then next year, he has to sign a contract extension. So you honestly have no – what if he decides, you know what, I don't want to play in Seattle. Seattle's terrible. The weather sucks. Let me go to, X.
They better win the Super Bowl this year. That's how
Right. Better win a Super Bowl or else you've just mortgaged the future.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. I don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl, so it's a risky move.
Well, Dan's got boots on the ground over there in LA, so he can give us firsthand analysis on what the back pages are saying.
I'll do my best. They're all quiet. The word on the street is that the Coliseum, where the Rams play and where the Trojans play, has been under construction, and they are far from finished. They haven't finished the bathrooms, the vending stands, the parking lot. I don't know.
Didn't USC play at home this weekend?
They didn't on Sunday. Did they play Sunday night at home? I haven't seen the fallout then.
They played on Saturday. Their quarterback got hurt. He tore his ACL in his like on the third play.
So I haven't seen the aftermath of them playing in that type of a stadium, but the Rams don't start at home. We'll see what happens. I'm also intrigued by the Dolphins tanking. Do you think if they put up any points against Baltimore?
Now, the coach says that they're not tanking.
Okay.
But they're definitely tanking. They've traded away every veteran on their team.
They traded away everybody.
Except for Josh Rosen and Ryan Fitzpatrick.
No, but they traded for him, so.
Oh, that was fun.
Oh, what a disaster. I can't. I'm so glad we play Miami this year. There's a guaranteed win for both our teams.
Could they go 0-16 this year?
Yes, now they can. You just got rid of your Laramie Tunsil, a guard or a tackle?
Tackle.
He was a tackle, left tackle, the most important position on the line there.
Yep. See you later.
Exactly.
And Kenny Stills.
Yeah.
Kenny Stills went to.
Who was arguably their best wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually surprised they didn't trade Drake to Houston, to be honest with you.
Oh, there's still time.
You're right. I'm surprised they didn't. Houston just at all didn't trade for another running back. They're putting all their eggs in Duke Johnson's basket there.
Yeah, interesting. Well, let's sign off on that note. Down go the Dolphins. So we'll be back next week for week 2 and hopefully 2 victories, right?
We hope.
All right.
Thanks for watching BuzzChomp.
Subscribe and share.
Subscribe and share.
Subscribe and share.
Share.